See here. All right, we're live. I think we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Green light is on. Survivor 49, episode 10. Slipperhouse Extra Extra YouTube channel. I'm Josh O'Leary, and we're going to break down episode 10 of Survivor 49. And what an episode it was. What an episode it was. I actually have a big full page of notes tonight, guys. Big full page of notes. Almost 2 pages here of notes for a heck of an episode of Survivor. I'd like to welcome everybody in. I am Josh O'Leary, and I am here for you covering Survivor at least one day a week here in the Slipperhouse Extra Extra YouTube channel. I try to make it a set date. Holidays, things come up. You know, it's not an ideal time of the year to be covering a reality television show, but here we are, you know, nonetheless. And I also have SmackDown playing. It is a tape show. As you guys know, we do a lot of covering of wrestling here on Pro Wrestling Sauce every Wednesday at 10:15 right here on Slipperhouse Extra Extra, and we break it all down. We've got not Saturday night's main event. We've got Survivor Series tomorrow. Survivor Series War Games is tomorrow, so maybe look out for a live reaction stream here. Like and subscribe. Enough with the plugs, enough with the intro. Let's get it going here, man. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday night. This is Survivor 49, episode 10, Survivor Digest. All right, we're back from Tribal. From episode 9, and Christina and Steven are bummed that they were left out of the vote, right? But they're also like celebrating that they were not sacrificed. In a weird, you know, I think that's very weird. I also think it's very lame. I saw Say from, what season was Say? Was she 48 or 47? She's one of those. She said something about how Christina's just a nothing burger of a player here. And it's, you know, kind of ringing true now. Christina is sobbing, but she's also sobbing. This girl is just emotional all over the place. You know, the elements and the time away from home is definitely getting to her. But she has an idol, so of course everyone will shift their focus to Steven. Christina's got an idol, so they're probably going to shift their focus to Steven. That's what I predicted here, and that's what the episode made it seem like, at least. So their reasoning for this is that Steven can win challenges, and she does not. So Steven's more of a threat, and she has an idol. He does not. Sophie plays backstabber to Steven as she tries to reconcile with Soph, which is a little confusing that Sophie seems as if she's going to be reconciling with Steven, but really she reconciles with Soph. You know, got the Sophie and Soph, they got to make up. Steven's lips are sealed as Jawan tries to gain info from him, mainly about Christina's idol. So Jawan is going up to Steven. He's trying to get some info about that idol. Jawan already really knows about this idol. He knows Christina's got one. And he's going up to Steven and he's like, hey, let me, you know, he's trying to like fish for that information that he already knows. And Steven's keeping his lips sealed, which tells Jawan that he can't really trust Steven that much. Christina is emotionally too overdramatic to play Survivor, I wrote here, and even admits she's been thinking about wanting to go home. Now, as soon as I heard her say this, I was bummed out. I was like, I never want to hear somebody say this on TV, on Survivor. Oh my God, I want to go home. I've been thinking about going home. The second somebody says this, I'm like, good Lord, what a goat. This is someone I need to take to the end because, I don't know. I just don't think Christina's sob story or her emotional story or her connections can really save her this season. I could be completely wrong, and it could be a bitter jury. But I don't think that's the case. I think Christina is emotionally too overdramatic to be playing this game. And when you're admitting things like that on the island, there's people that, you know, I've applied to Survivor a few times. They've never called me none. You know, I'd love to be out there. I don't think I would ever say I want to go home. I say that, right? And I've never been on the island. Well, you say you've never been on the island. You can't say that. Yes, you can. You can say that. Steven and Christina clock what the vote is going to be. So they kind of figure out what everyone's going to do. They're all going to put the votes on Steven. because Christina's got the idol. And they try to construct a plan to use Christina's idol to swindle the vote towards Savannah, which is going to be a hard play. Savannah's a hard person to try to get out here. She's playing a very good game, a very straightforward and I would say blunt game, but she is playing nonetheless. We get to the challenge, and it's instantly emotional bullshit because of Christina, right? Christina goes into another story. It's about her mom, all this stuff. I don't know. I saw this TikTok recently of a guy being like Survivor 20 years ago, and he's like doing a confessional. It's kind of just a basic, boring confessional, and then in the next one, he's like, "I was made fun of once on the bus, and it really fucked me up emotionally." That's kind of how it feels here. They're all like they're just searching for that emotional bullshit, and I feel like we're all over it. Even as like even the major super fans of the show, we are definitely over it. But even the casuals are zoning in, and they're over this crap as well. It doesn't it hits more. Less is more. It hits more when there's less of it, and when everyone gets one, it's just I don't care, right? We're getting to a challenge. I'm showing up to the challenge, and I'm not ready to be like boohoo, sad, my mom is dead sad stuff. I'm not, like that's not. Uh, and right, she's been crying the whole episode. Like she was crying as soon as they got back from tribal. So she made this whole challenge group therapy at the beginning and makes Jeff give a really whack and boring Survivor transforms you speech. Like no one gives a shit. Why do you think your ratings are plummeting through the fucking ground right now, Probst? It's because you're out here being like Survivor transforms you, right? That's it. You get down to stop it with the metaphors and the emotional tie-ins. Like cut back to some of your gritty raw ways. It's what we want. And watch the ratings soar. Watch the ratings soar. Where was I? Excuse me. So yeah, we're at the challenge, and the reward. It's a reward challenge, and it's a split tribe, and winner is going to get burgers at the sanctuary where good things happen. This is another thing I don't care for is the fucking sanctuary. It's so stupid. Just have them go back to camp or bring them the burgers there. Like, why do they have to go to the sanctuary? Everyone's always, uh, you know, since the 40s, if you go there, you just look for a clue. Someone gets a clue in a bowl of fries or some shit. I hate the sanctuary. It's not where good things happen on TV, right? Well, there was a fart, but then we found out later from Sage that production dubbed that fart. Production is the real heel here in this season. Survivor 49, it's production. It's the editing. It's what they're leaving out. If they would have left out, if they would have left in what they've left out this season, we would have had a hell of a season, ladies and gentlemen. They should have put in some of the preseason, some of the cheating shit, some of the talking too much before the show gets started shit. That would have really made things spicy. But no, they're going to construct what they want us to see. And what they want us to see is, soft turds, man. Soft turds. Too much Metamucil in that diet. Steven, Soph, and Sophie and this is tough. Steven, Soph, Sophie, and Sage win the giant burger reward. Steven, Soph, Sophie, and Sage win the giant burger reward. Steven, Soph, Sophie, and Sage win the giant burger reward. The losing reward. They win. All the S's win. Losing reward. Rizzo is back at camp. He's crying because he's real hungry. Rizzo's having a moment, and he kind of admits to so, just saying, like, I'm just having a moment. Sophie keeps it real and gets to playing after eating, and immediately like bunks up with Sage on a hammock. And Sage says she has a plan to get out Savannah. She's never really upfront about what this plan is, but it does slowly reveal itself as the episode goes on. Juwan, Rizzo, and Steven, they are three boys on a bench. They decide that they are now a boy band, and they're three boys on a bench. Now, we have things like this included in the episode. We have things like this that are included in the episode. And we don't have Soph going through Christina's bag to reveal that she now knows she has an idol. She went through her bag and revealed that she had an idol, but we only know this because Soph said so on Twitter. Right? They left that major thing out of the episode here, which, you know, you could have done without the 3 boys on a bench, 3 boys on a bench. Like, that shit sucked. They could have came up with something better. Like, I'm very disappointed in Steven's bars and his verse. You know, I know he's out there, he's hungry. You know, he's lacking of nutrients, but my God, man, my God. So 3 boys on a bench gets 0 stars for me. 0 bags of popcorn, no sodas. So Sage has a master plan to get out Savannah and just needs everyone to go along. Savannah has Sage included as a number, which is interesting. Savannah counts Sage as a number, but Sage, she wants Savannah out of here. Sophie breaks down the 2 factions of the tribe and realizes that she's in the middle. So yes, Yellow Sophie in the middle here of the 2 tribes, which is very interesting. She sort of feels her vote is deciding who goes home, and that's kind of how the episode presented itself. Was Yellow Sophie will kind of be the decision maker in between these 2 factions. Sophie has her head in the game with the promos in these confessionals, which I will say, from someone who was completely purple in the first 4 episodes of the show, she's really coming out of her shell now, which is nice to see. So we get to the immunity challenge, and Jeff says if 3 people sit out, he will give them a bag of rice, and everyone just shits all over this. Like, I think this is done. I think this is done. All right, it's 26 days out there, Jeff. You're out there trying to entice 7 people who got like 6 days left on this fucking island, like with some food. Dude, they want to win the game with 6 days left, right? Make it 39 days and maybe your stupid rice and bag trick will work again. I don't know. It's dumb. Obstacle course into a giant logo puzzle. What the fuck else is new? Sophie flies by everyone in the puzzle portion, and we get a shot of a disappointed Savannah. So Sophie wins her second immunity idol here. I don't ever really write much about the challenges. I think unless it's a real, individual immunity like this was an obstacle course with a puzzle, but it's not like a I like the stamina ones. I like stuff like that. And this one doesn't really show too much or give too much or bring too much drama towards the end of it. It's just puzzle. Savannah is disappointed. Will it be her? I didn't think so. I wasn't getting the vibe. I was like, they're trying to make us think that it's going to be Savannah with Sage's big master plan. I was like, that's way too good to be true. So Sage reiterates the fact that she is this is the only time to get out Savannah. Like, if you guys are going to keep her around, she's going to be here for the long haul. And I think she's completely right about that. I think she's got that clocked. I think she's got that pinpointed just perfectly. I think that is the case. Sage is a smart one. She's definitely smart, and she can definitely get the read on people when she needs to. So Team Savannah is golden and set on Steven. At least that's what the episode is making you think, that they're set on Steven. They're going to vote for Steven. Then Sophie blows up Sage's game, and I couldn't believe it. So Yellow Sophie, the one who has been rumored to have been cheating before the season even started by whispering and getting around, probably would have been replaced by an alternate if they had one for her. She's going around ruining Sage's plan. And I wrote here that she's the fucking worst. She blows up Sage's game and immediately tells Savannah what Sage has planned. Christina, she still has her idol, though. And it's going to be an idol frenzy here, I'm imagining. I'm imagining that maybe this is quite possibly going to be an idol frenzy. So then Steven, he convinces Christina to play her idol for him. There's a lot of confusion here, which I liked. I liked the little bit of confusion here. It was good confusion at this point. There would be a turn for the worse, But at this point, I was like, wow, I really don't know who it's going to be. Is Sage's plan going to work for Savannah, or is their plan going to work for Steven? The hell's going to go on here? So, and then we have Savannah being way too direct and Bully approaching the emotional girl on the island. I see a lot of Christina getting a lot of shit for this. Now, I've given Christina some shit, but I'm not going to give her shit for this one. She didn't like the way Savannah approached her, which Savannah was like, "Who are you voting for?" With her like eyes, like, "Who are you voting for?" You know, she's like very upfront and direct about this. And Christina is just like, "Ooh, I don't. Give me a minute. I don't like that. I don't like that." I thought that was an appropriate response. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you're playing Survivor. She's being direct. What's your problem?" Like, what? What do you mean? What's her problem? Like, don't get up in my face, dude. I don't have to tell you who I'm voting for. It's you, right? Clearly, it's you. You got your answer. Like, and this is the girl that's been crying since the last two tribals. So what? You know, she cries before the challenges. You know, she has an emotional moment before each one of these challenges, and you're shocked that she can't handle you confronting her at 100 miles an hour. You're shocked at this? I don't know. Thought that was goofy of the internet to be mad at Christina for that one. You can be mad at her for plenty of other things besides that. She's way too direct. She's bully approaching. Savannah is. And she's also flirting to get some of the information. It's very subtle, but she is flirting, batting the eyes at Steven, batting the eyes at Jawan, trying to get her information. And then we have Soph suggesting using her knowledge as power. Now, see, at this point in the episode, I had completely forgotten about the knowledge as power that Soph has in her possession. Now, the knowledge is power. You could be at tribal council, and you can ask anyone on your tribe if they have an immunity idol, and if they do, they have to give it to you. If it's a real one. Let me rephrase that. If it's a real one. So, yeah, she does have that. So I was like, is this going to come into play? If this came into play here, it would have been mega confusing. We get the tribal, and Christina admits that she does not know the plan. Like right from the bat, she admits to Jeff and to everyone sitting there, she doesn't know the plan. Which, why is she here? Right? I would have raised my hand and said, Jeff, why is she here? Right? Why? She doesn't know the plan. She doesn't even have her own. She doesn't know her own plan. Like, I mean, I get that you don't know the plans, both of them, but you should know a plan, the plan for you. And if you don't, then you're just going in there willy nilly and writing in a random name. So Rizzo says he's. Rizzo says having an easy vote is too good to be true. He says it's way too good to be true just to be able to go in there and vote off Steven. He says it's too easy. It's not happening. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I just don't think that it's just that plain cut and dry. So we get to the time to vote. Let's just go to the time to vote. Christina, she plays her idol for Steven. She stands up. She says, hold on one second, Jeff. I got some beads that you may want to see. Check these beads out, Jeff. And he says, this is an immunity idol. This is one. And any votes for Steven will not count. And then Rizzo stands up and he plays an idol. Or at least you think so. He goes and he hands an idol and he says, I want to play this for Savannah. Which I was like, okay, he's playing this for Savannah. And then it's not a real idol. Jeff says this is not an immunity idol. Now, I saw some people saying that he did this to get a read on everyone on whether he should play his actual idol. Well, wouldn't he play it for himself to get a read on everyone? Why would he play it on Savannah? I mean, I don't know. He was playing this to get a read for sure. To whom and to what portion of the vote, I don't know. That's where the confusion comes in. And like I said earlier, also major confusion from them not showing us a good portion of what's really going out there on the island, like Soph going through Christina's bag to reveal that she does in fact have an immunity idol, with Team Mean Girls, Savannah, Rizzo, and Soph knowing that Christina possibly has an immunity idol and confirming it by going through her bag, I would say that directs the vote quite a bit. And not showing us any of that is the reason uh, why Jawan was voted out. Like, what the fuck, dude? There's just no like. I get that on the island it happened that way. Like it, they kind of saw it coming. The one sitting there, Rizzo stands up. Man, I couldn't let you get me again, man. He's Tony Soprano out there. Couldn't let you get me again. Give me a hug, bro. Um, yeah, Jawan and Savannah had the most votes. Steven's name not even thrown in here, which is really annoying by the editors here to portray it as so. Kind of makes me, I don't know, dude. It makes me lose interest. It makes me feel like it's fabricated, and you guys are just you're chopping it too much. You're giving me too much chop and not enough of the slop. Like, I like the slop. Stop chopping it up and trying to make it neat for me. I don't need it. Jawan's voted out here in a very, I would say, I think it was a lackluster tribal council. I mean, there's people that were very excited about this because it was a big surprise and all that stuff. I really wanted to see it come down to the Steven and Savannah and really how that was going to work out, especially with the idol play. And Jawan still could have gone home, but it wasn't because of any idol play. There was no idol play. There was no advantage play that really sent Jawan home. It was just the play and the overall strategy of Rizzo. Really, that's really what it was. That foiled Sage's plan here, and Sophie going through Christina's bag, which we did not see and was only confirmed by Soph on her Twitter page. Right, she let everyone know. If you can follow Soph on social media, she's got some really good videos. She taught everyone the other day how to take an aqua dump. Very nice. But yeah, and she's a friend of, she's a friend of the show here on Superhouse Extra Extra. So we love Soph. We're rooting for Soph. Part of Team Mean Girls. We don't like that, but we're still rooting for. But showing how Jawan got voted out would have been crucial to the episode. I think if they would have shown the scene where Soph went through her bag and showed that would have I'd have been fine with that. That doesn't need to be that big of a shock or a surprise at the end. Then I could have been like, oh shit, is it Jawan, Steven, or Savannah? Like, which one is it going to be? Like, there's someone from each side here on who it could be. Why Yellow Sophie wasn't in the mix at all and somehow was in the middle between the two power sieges, I'll never have any idea. But that's the way this episode fell. I thought the editing was off course towards the end. I thought it was really fun right there in the middle and in the third section right before the end. I thought it was a really good episode. But yeah, Jawan getting voted out with really no context. Context for everything else but Jawan's vote out. I needed a lot of dissection here. I actually had to go and listen to another podcast to really get the gist of everything that happened in this episode after watching it one time. I went and listened to the Tyson Apostle podcast, whatever his pod is called. It's called like Pod Has Spoken, I think. I don't know. It's like a play on Survivor words with pod in there. I went and listened to his takedown of the episode, and they had Sam Phelan from one of the 40s. I think it was like 46 he was on. I liked Sam. I enjoyed him a lot. I remember him. He had never eaten pineapple before or coconut or like any fruit in the world. Really strange guy. Very great insight on Survivor, though. Good episode. I would check that out. But I had to listen to those guys break it down before I could fully understand what the fuck I just watched. And if Survivor wants to know why their ratings are tanking, right? It's the emotional boohoo bullshit that you throw in there for everybody, right? I was picked on the bus one time type bullshit. We don't want that anymore, and we would like to see how things actually pan out, right? It's like I don't want to have to go listen to Rob Has a Podcast to figure out why this person was actually voted out, right? You used to show us why they were voted out. Now you don't show us why they're voted out. It's got to be a surprise, a shock. Oh, the reality. It's a twist. Like, dude, twist your freaking, twist your neck around. Go back. Turn around, brother. yeah, I don't know. Good episode, one of the better episodes of the season, and I would say not my favorite season so far of the 40s. Definitely not my favorite. Better than those first couple, right? If we're gonna do a 40s tier list, my God, those first couple are at the bottom, but um, I'm still having a good time. Still watching it. All the ads for Survivor 50 are popping up now, which is really fun to think about. But yeah, Survivor 49, episode 10. A little more complaining than yeehawing. But, I'm just one man. I'm just one man. I'm not three boys on a bench. I am not three boys on a bench, right? And I won't waste any more of your time with three boys on a bench, right? We'll get out of here, guys. I covered that episode really fast. Look at that. Full page of notes, and I got through that son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, baby. Hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving, right? If you are celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you had a fantastic one yesterday, and I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Let me hit the plugs. I am Josh O'Leary, and you can possibly catch me tomorrow night for the Survivor Series reactions. We might be doing some Survivor Series reactions, me and my brother Jacob. We will also be doing Heavy on Washington, where we break down the football games that have already happened, plus the ones coming up this Sunday. That'll be earlier on in the day tomorrow. So like and subscribe for football content, Survivor content, your pro wrestling content, Pro Wrestling Sauce live here every Wednesday on the Super House Extra Extra YouTube channel, and House Assembly. Funny, fun jokes, and just an overall good hangout, good time there every Sunday at 9 o'clock right here on Super House Extra Extra. I appreciate it if you have tuned in live. I appreciate it if you watch the playback. Give a like, give a subscribe, and have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow for Survivor Series and for Heavy on Washington. Everybody have a good night, and I'll see you then. Bye.